salutations, everyone. It is time for the Spawn of Whisperdoom here at the Road Least Traveled video series. I'm your host, Samius. And of course, as always, this is recorded as part of our Twitch.tv series. So feel free to join us live, leave some comments, get some answers live. I'd really like to be able to help you out. So this is another one of those quests that happens to have its own like personal miniature explorer zone. There's a few trolls, stuff like that. Ooh, looks like if I ride around really quickly, I can get orange alerted. Nice. Wasn't sure how many monsters were actually in this zone. But long story short, there's a restaurant and a little door right here. We're gonna jump on in. Whee! Summon our helper. Now, a lot of people get a little bit confused around this quest because it's definitely got a distinct order to it, but at the same time, it's got a lot of opportunities for like not so much side quest or side optional type experiences, but for an opportunity to wander around and get a little bit lost. So overall, our goal is going to be to find and defeat Whisperdoom. However, to do that, we're going to have to get this force field down and unlock this door. So the force field comes down by killing ogre magi's that'll be located around the quest. As you kill one, they'll turn off a rune. As you kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the force field will completely drop. And then this locked door, you have to have a special key for. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by going to the east. We're going to go acquire the key. Because it doesn't do us any good to lower that force field until we have the key down. And conveniently, there happens to be ogre magi's around by the key. So the key is behind this door. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind about this door. One, it can be fireballed or otherwise knocked down. But two, there's a strong likelihood that there will be a sonic trap that shoots out of this and comes down to the ground right around here. If that is the case, you can walk around the side and generally be okay. But there's usually like a trap box somewhere in this vicinity right here that's fairly obvious for the people who have that ability to do the trapping. I do feel like I know this quest relatively well. This is a quest that I used to run quite a bit, but not so much that I feel like I can like definitively tell you where things are, like trap boxes and stuff like that. It can be kind of vague at the traps, but that's why I have a high spot skill. Did we actually get that guy? Let's see. Something else that's special about a lot of these doors. A lot of the doors can have a spike traps in front of them. So again, it's kind of, in my opinion, important to smash the doors from a distance and let the bad guys activate any traps that we may inquire. And my camera is just acting squirrely again today. It was doing it yesterday too. I wonder if my mouse is just... In addition to my webcam going out, my mouse is also going out. So it's definitely affecting my ability to do certain controls. I do have a replacement mouse. I have just not put it in yet. Alright, we'll eat that. Blow up this door. Sorry, I thought I heard my phone starting to ring. There we go, there's the traps. Pew, everybody down. Okay, it must not be my phone. Someone must be out in the other living room right here. Like I can hear the phone do like the half ring, half vibrate thing. Alright. This, I believe, will be our last... no, well, the last door before we turn up the death trap here. Behind the door that leads... Never mind, we'll just do this. Alright, so if you keep going all the way down this hallway, you're going to find a shrine. Okay, bam. The turn before the shrine, you're going to notice these blade traps start to spawn. And as you get there, you're going to notice that, man, they're actually quite difficult to kind of find a spot to stand where you're not actually going to get slammed by the traps while you disable them. I have found that at this area, like pushed up against this pillar is far over to the that you can get without going all the way forward, just like right at the very beginning, kind of like that. This is the best place to disable this trap. I feel like if I've been here in the past and got hit by this blade trap, so you might have to experiment with it if you don't have an evasion person to do it. But they're not the end of the world. What on Reaper 1 that blade hit us for 80, which is a lot. It is a lot for sure, but not the end of the world a lot. I summon my higher level. Kiss our boo-boos. Kiss our boo-boos. Right. So in the typically quest chest, we'll have the silver key, and then we'll have a reward chest. That'll be a loot chest. If you would like to shrine, or if you feel like you want to shrine, or whatever, now is a good time to do so. If you feel like you need to save that shrine because you did not use very much mana, just think about how much you have to run to get back to that shrine. And that's not even like running around through this maze yet. I typically don't come back to this area very often. It does happen, but you know, use your best judgment, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Alright. Once we get out of here, I guess we could have also dedoored. It probably would have been much quicker. Once we get out of here, we now have the key, but the force field will still be up if we were to run back over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue down the northern hallway here, killing spiders and other miscellaneous trash along the way. And now we're going to get those ogre magis. When we kill the first one, it'll start the countdown clock for us, so we'll be able to track it.
The hatchery.
And hopefully you enjoy hearing the phrase, the hatchery. You're going to hear it a lot. Every time you kind of move into and out of the hatchery zone, it's going to tell you it's going to go, the hatchery. It actually was, I don't know if a meme is the right word, but it was basically a meme for a really long time in early EDO circles. So they're, oh, sorry, they're not magis, they're enchanters. My bad. Also, there will be these Whisperdoom's daughters. We also have to slay 5 of those. So you really want to keep an eye out. You're going to have to check all the nooks and crannies. Basically until you make sure that you get all the daughters and all of the enchanters out of the way. See, we got a Fear Reaper. I guess we could probably start on that. Seems reasonable. Caught the bullet for that guy's gonna disappear right on his face for him. Who says the monsters don't have any tactics in DDO? Not me, that's for sure. Are you back yet? He didn't count off, so he didn't die. And I was able to just constantly use my cold root arm right now instead of going back and forth. You get that little bit extra damage from the our Eldritch Knight stance, as well as much bigger shots. The disadvantage of using crossbows. It's hard to shoot a web apart with your crossbow. At least a big meaty web. Be systematic. Don't get too carried or too sidetracked. If you do, then you're gonna have to go back around and figure out where you got off track, because otherwise you're gonna end up missing an enchanter or a daughter or something. You can typically look through the hallway or through the doorways for webs, aka into the little sub rooms, and see if there's a daughter or a enchanter, but I personally still like to just confirm.
Set up to function as a hatchery.
Confirm with my own earballs. Take a look. The daughters on Reaper mode will typically be champs, not always, but like heavily favored to be champs. So if you're not 100% sure, consider that. I suppose I should also point out that all of these spawns of Whisperdooms are little casters, and you'll notice that they are putting lots and lots of acid arrow dots on us. So you definitely want to have some sort of acid resistance on. In fact, I should probably acid resist the hireling as well. That would save quite a bit of SP as he's trying to keep himself alive. You know, I like the world's greatest casters, but it certainly adds up if you didn't have any spell or any resistance on. For sure. Alright, 2 more daughters. I find that there's usually at least one daughter over by the door. There'll be a side tunnel by the force field door that we haven't gotten to yet. So there's usually one there. So we probably have one more floating around somewhere in this vicinity. And then we have 3 enchanters. There's usually one over by that door again, like I mentioned. So there's usually 2 guys there. So one of each. Spawn, spawn, spawn. I forget how long this quest can be, actually. I really don't think that this is a long quest, but it is actually a fairly long quest. But it's actually very simple. A lot of these monsters are low damage, low hit points. Not a lot in the way of threats. It's just a lot of bodies to kind of wade through. Again, I think a lot of people just don't know the quest very well, so they avoid it because they don't know it. It does drop special loot, sort of. We'll talk about that just in a little bit here down the road, but like, it's not a quest that you can go spam, 15 times and have a reasonable chance of like getting the named loot that you're looking for or something. Actually, I don't even know if the name loot out of here anymore would be name loot worth trying to farm, if that was even the case. Maybe, kinda. Hey, come on. Go the way, last web. I just don't want to have junk chasing me. Alright, so this offshoot was a massive waste of time. Good to know. But again, you gotta check it out, because if not, you'll be missing like one enchanter or something, and he'll be down there, and
The hatchery.
you'll run around all over the place. The hatchery. Alright, so it looks like we're actually basically right on track here. We'll pick up that guy. We'll go around, we'll clean up the Whisperdoom's daughter and the last guy up this hallway, and we'll be in great shape here. Where do you guys come from?
The hatchery.
Alright, so we have two offshoots. One will have a Whisperdoom's daughter in it. Looks like we're not going to get to know which one until we not open the webs. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was this one. Oh my goodness, no. No. We were so methodical and we still missed this one, this side tunnel.
The hatchery.
So usually one of these two, there happen, in my experience, there's usually
The magical wards have lost
daughter.
their power now that the Carthul enchanters are dead.
however,
The
there
hatchery.
can be one down here, and apparently there is today. But this is what I mean about taking your time, making sure you check all the tunnels, because otherwise you're going to be running back. Trying to find it.
Fresh kills hang from the web. Your name for former adventurers.
Mark of Chaos. I'm glad it was that version of the Mark of Chaos. The electric dot over time, as opposed to
Piercing screech.
the other options it could have been.
Whisperdoom's last.
So I'm gonna hireling, see if he'll catch up to us and throw us a heal. Alright, so now that we have those things accomplished, completing the quest consists of finding Whisperdoom and killing her. Pretty straightforward, right? Also, I suppose I should go ahead and mention that Whisperdoom is the giant spider that, if you did Splinter Skull, that you went and smashed her eggs, that is her. So we're going to run around in here. However, there's actually quite a bit of
The lair.
side options, actually,
Skittering
to
legs,
do in here.
sticking fangs
So,
echo in the darkness around you.
if you wander around, perfect, we found one. So, there's a couple of different, like, items. I shouldn't actually confirm that this is one of them until I look at it. Okay. So, if you find a locked chest somewhere in the dungeon, for example, you're going to find one of these magical items. In this case, a silver goblet. And these items can be turned in after the quest is done at a special collector for a chance at the named loot that drops from this quest, or comes from this zone. Clear as mud, right? We'll actually probably pull up the DDO wiki when we're done and kind of look at the items. But there are 3 items in this zone. They're like placed randomly. I don't even know if I would say that. There's a couple of different drop locations, but yeah, one can be in a chest. The other 2, I think, are like typically just laying on the ground. But they can be behind secret doors. They can be in the middle of these hallways. You just have to keep an eye out. Just have to. If you're interested in trying to get those items. If you're not interested in them, you just have to run around till you find Whisperdoom and shoot her a whole bunch. But because we are doing a training video, I certainly am looking for them today. Alright, so what I'm just doing is I'm going around going to my left, keeping an eye on should be a secret door somewhere in this vicinity, I think. Oh no, this is the shrine. The secret door will be along this wall. But yeah, I'm just kind of running around, making sure that I check out the tunnels, trying my best to not exit again. This is the beginning, by the way. So if you happen to find the last guy like up here, and you can detour back, and get into the lair. You don't have to run back through the entrance that I ran through, for example. I don't see anything in those two tunnels. Oh, dang it. Spoke too soon. Mysterious fragments way down there. Yeah. Pull up the map, double check. Yeah, so we'll get this last portion of the map as we walk around here. I'm just constantly spamming the tab next interactable object, just hoping to find. I think one's a standard off the top of my head, and the other one I want to say is like. There we go. There's the standard. I don't know if it's a hat, maybe. I don't know. It's been a really long time. I will tell you, after playing this game for years and years, I've only ever gotten one of the special items, I think, that comes from here. Check this hallway. Looks clear. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna keep following this most western hallway here. Should be another secret door coming up pretty quickly. Probably here. Alright. This chest has spikes on it, so it's just a bonus loot chest. Not the special item chest or quest chest. Unfortunately, that is not always the most consistent mechanic in DDO, but usually once you find it for a particular quest, it'll be consistent through that quest at least. Alright. So it looks like... Oh, stand corrected. I was going to say, I guess the third one's not there, but as you can tell, now this one doesn't have any spikes on it. It'll be locked. This is the last quest objective for the... didn't unlock it. For the third and final bonus item here. The historical documents, of course. There we go. Alright, so now we have to find Whisperdoom. And we're going to come over here in the northwest corner. And the reason why we're going to do that is because there's also typically another optional over in that direction. A necromancer. Maybe he's not in the northwest. Maybe he's in the middle. Slightly to the west or something. Also, still no sign of Whisperdoom. Oh, there she is. There's Whisperdoom somewhere. Close enough, she fired off the... She must be behind us. Alright, I'm gonna pause attacking her. There you go. Now you can start to see the tick. She does regenerate. So if you have to like run away for some reason, realize that she does heal. Looks like it's about, I don't know, 20, maybe 25 a tick. So it's not the end of the world for sure. But it can be pretty problematic. Try to keep gust of winds handy to blow these clouds away. And doing all that took us 25 minutes. So, again, if you're running around like a crazy person, you could probably move through here. Good morning, Emerald Eye. What did you miss? We're just recording some road, at least, taken videos. Today we're doing Spawn of Whisperdoom. We're going to try to find the Necromancer here really quick. Okay, so it's actually in the north east section of the of this the reason I want to go ahead and take a minute and clear this out is because there can also be one of the historical objects in here as well.
The cave wall slides open to reveal the zombie's
Alright, I think that's literally everything to kind of sneak away with in here. So actually, I'm just going to run in here, grab this bookshelf, and detour out of the quest, I think. Killing 3 more zombies means nothing. Just detour and leave. Okay, so before we actually wrap up the quest, let's go over here. Let me pull up a DDO Wiki tab. And, let's see, Spawn... Whisperdoom. There we go. Quest. Alright, and get the tab up for you guys here. Alright, if we look down... Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. So here are the three special items that you can get by turning in those things. Looks like the crystallized Whittle Eye only comes from the battle standard, etc., etc., as you kind of look through here. So, the reason I'm bringing them up on the wiki is the odds that we're going to get one is very, very slim. I'm pretty sure I've turned this in literally hundreds of times, and the only one I've ever gotten is a Widow Weave Cloak, and I've gotten it literally one time here. So the Crystal's Eye is like a improved, what is that named item? Pearl of Power, because it includes a yellow slot and a spot tinge on it. So if you're a person who uses a Pearl of Power at level 9, you might consider this as an option, trying to find one. The Widow Weave Cloak is really sweet because it's the only item in the game that I believe that can give you web immunity. I don't know if it's something that you would use a lot of, but I did finally pull one, I don't know, like 2 years ago maybe, and I don't think I've ever actually equipped it because I think it has been located in our guild ship chest ever since then. And then I have never seen anyone pull this Widow Blight. Looks like a paralyzing sickle at level 10 that also has -1 wisdom and a red slot. So Not the strongest weapons weapon I've ever seen, but it is +3 paralyzing at level 10, and on a simple weapon, which means anybody can use it. So maybe it's good. Maybe for somebody. It's hard to know. So the goblet is yours. Okay, well, I guess we got our second one in what, 13 years of playing Dungeons and Dragons. Nice. Documents is yours. Nada, whatever, and the standard and greater mnemonic enhancement. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, well, that was not bad. That was not the worst. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like, subscribe, follow buttons. I really appreciate it. And as always, please take a second and interact with the video if you wouldn't mind. In some way, it really does help the channel grow, and that's what we're all about this year. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Toodles.